It was actually my first one. Hey, welcome to Queer Qonversations. I'm your host G of Vergy TV. I'm in New York City, New York, and my guest today is Monick Monell.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hey.
Yes. And me and Monick met a couple years ago now.
Yes.
On Instagram.
I'm gonna say.
And we met in person a couple years ago, and we've been in touch.
Very
and Money
exciting.
does great dynamic work in the LGBT community. So I want you guys to ask questions, share the conversation, follow Monique where she is on Facebook and on Instagram. And so let's get started. So you're based in New York City.
That's right.
And you've been doing a lot of work in the community. I know you're with TUV magazine.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about what you do with the magazine and what the magazine's about.
Okay, TV Magazine is from Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm the New York City correspondent. That means everything that's happening in New York City, I make sure I put it. But of course,
nice.
all over the place, all over the states or whatever, I'm still gonna represent, people. But mostly New York. Because I feel like we need to shine light all over.
Right.
So Memphis, Tennessee gives me a little bit what's going on over there, what's going on in Atlanta, what's going on all over, and then of course I give them a little bit. So what I do is I find, of course, extraordinary people like
Thank you.
all over that are doing great things in the community and uplifting others. So when people read, they can feel like yes, there's more. Of course, TV Magazine is a Black LGBTQ community magazine.
I didn't know it was specifically Black LGBTQ.
And I love that because it was at an event for Black Lesbian Conference college, and when the woman opened the magazine, she was so in love. She opened each page and she said, "We're in here," and I said, "It's all. It's no one else."
Beautiful.
And
I love that.
it felt good. I mean, we need to have our own of everything. I don't understand why we don't. Why we're not shining. We should be always shining.
Yes.
It shouldn't be like, oh well, let's go to this magazine because they said it's popular. No.
Yes.
We know what's
I love
popular.
that. And how long has TUV been around?
TV Magazine's been around for about 3 years.
Okay.
So it's been great, and we're moving. We have Monique, the comedian, on the cover.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
LGBT ally as
Oh,
well.
I was going to ask you. I didn't know if she was family, but she's an ally. That's great.
So that was great. I went to Atlanta and took photos, videos, got to interact, and it was great. I mean, just to see us growing and people knowing in all the states. And soon we're going to go overseas because we're going to have UK and Africa as well going to be on the magazine and promoting it as well. Yeah.
Good work. And you also do, is it Andrew Swag?
Yes, Andrew Swag is from Australia.
Oh,
and what happens over there is only about like 3 clothing lines that are Andro,
Okay.
The problem is over there is the community isn't as big. And so like they got little towns and things like that. So when I saw Andro Swag, I was like, let's work. Let's do something. Of course their clothing line, their their factory is in New York City.
Okay.
So it works out as well.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So we're going to get a little bit, I'm waiting for more people to come on before we get into your story.
Okay.
But I know that you had a journey that you're going to share about in terms of who you are.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And what is it that inspires you to do the work that you're doing?
I think I feel inspired to do it because I would never think in a million years that we would be growing like this. Like we can be ourselves. Like I work for an organization. I can call up and say, hey, I'm not going to make it into work today. My wife is sick. Can I use my PTO? And they're like, well, I hope she gets better.
Right.
I would never think that would ever happen.
Right.
So it feels good to work in communities where things that are us. That's why. So I'm very big about that.
Yeah. What's the scene like? I mean, we're in New York City. I'm based in Fort Lauderdale. What's the scene like for queer women, for lesbians here in New York City?
It's growing a lot, especially in Brooklyn.
Okay.
It's really fulfilling because I feel like everybody gets to meet each other and it's more family-like. Before you go to events, it's like, okay, who got the VIP,
Okay.
Or we have a celebrity. Now, we don't need a celebrity. Now it's just, hey, we're coming out.
Right.
Let's join. Let's have poetry tonight. Let's have music. It's our own, and it feels like it's brand new. So
Okay,
it's
great.
really good.
And for people publicly holding hands, affection, that's like fine, whether or not you're in Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx?
No. Those things are still
an issue.
It's still an issue. We just had something happen, I think 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. This woman was getting off the train, and she kissed her friend goodbye, and she wasn't even part of the community, and she just kissed her friend goodbye, and the guy hit her so hard that he broke her spine. So we're still not safe, and that's most.
So sorry to hear that.
Some things I'm speaking about in the documentary as well.
Okay.
Because I feel like we can't make everything like glittering, and gold. We gotta tell the truth as well.
Yeah, no, we need the truth, and I think that lots of us imagine that New York City, we wouldn't have like homophobia here.
No, you have to be in certain areas.
Then you're fine.
Yeah, like I'm in Chelsea, if I'm in the village,
you're fine.
I can hold hands,
but
then once I get out, like,
how about Brooklyn and the Bronx?
Brooklyn, some areas as well, like Williamsburg maybe. But if you're going to certain other neighborhoods, like Bedford-Stuyvesant and things like that, I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, I lived here a long time ago. When I lived here, I wasn't an openly gay or lesbian person, so I didn't know what it was like. But I think that we imagine that New York's all good.
No, just we passed the law, of course, to be married, but that doesn't mean everybody agrees with us.
Right,
and that's what we have to remember with everything in life.
Right.
That not everyone is going to agree with
Of
you.
course. Right,
know?
Right. But everybody got to respect us. We're working on that.
We're working on that.
We're working on it. We're working on it. So that's great.
Yes.
So you do TUV magazine, the Andro Swag, and what else are you working on?
And Rejected Society, that's in Jersey.
What's Rejected Society?
I love Rejected Society because Rejected Society is 3 human beings. I'm going to consider them youth, but they're not. They're in their 20s.
Okay.
And they're doing great things because what they do is they have a brand that is for everyone. And what they feel is what they're rejected, from society. Mm-hmm. And their brand is for everyone. I mean,
so
men, women, clothing.
Clothing.
There's no gender.
Okay.
And I think what I love about them is I meet so many people that say to me, "Hey Monique, maybe if you wore this, you'll be beautiful."
Oh.
But Andro Swag. But Rejected Society says, "I'm beautifully handsome."
Oh yeah, I feel that.
I'm good.
I feel that.
I like that. I feel alive with that. And they have many other slogans, but I love that part because you can't tell me I'm not beautiful.
Right. No, I love it.
So
I relate to that. So I want to invite everybody to share, comment, question.
Yes.
I'm here with Monique in New York City. Hey, Jackie. Jackie actually does events in Miami. She's with She Life Events. She's doing great work in Miami. And Monique does great work here in New York City.
Yes. I have a great time out here.
Yes, so we love that. So, okay, so you do, I'm going to go through TUV Magazine.
Andro Swag,
Rejected Society,
and then I sent you Sage Table.
What's Sage Table
Sage
about?
Table.
I know that's a national effort. I think I see that in Florida as well.
Sage has been out for 40 years in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the LGBT elders.
Okay.
And I throw events, meaning what we do is we have this thing called Sage Table. It's been out for 2 years now. Mm-hmm. And we put people of all ages together. Because if I sat with someone that was in their 20s and I asked them, do you know anybody 65 years old? They're going to say, oh, my grandparents. I'm not asking you that. I'm asking, do you know anybody that's 65 years old?
Right. Like other than your grandparents?
Yes.
Right. In your social circle?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to show that just because people age, it has nothing to do with anything. Because that's something natural.
Right.
That's who we are. We can't stop that. It's a process.
Right. And it's a blessing too.
I want people to understand that as we age, we do not lose our voice.
Right.
We're still here.
That's great. We don't want to forget the older folks.
And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here speaking and doing everything we're doing. They paved the way. They worked hard. They went through things. For them right now, looking at us, it's like, oh, you got it easy. We're like, no, it's still hard. But
in comparison.
But why can't we sit with everyone? Why are we not having people that are 20, 30, 50, 60,
all together
80?
Instead of divided, right?
So what we do is we break bread. I mean, who doesn't like to eat?
So when we did the Sage Table, people in my community in Fort Lauderdale, they did it one specific day in November.
Yes.
Is that what it is, or do you do it throughout the year, or is it one specific?
We changed the date. Last year we had it in November, then we had it in March. What we do, we keep changing.
Okay.
We do want it to happen on an everyday basis or every week or whoever can.
Like a habit for people to get into like a different mode.
Because it's how we grew up.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up checking next door, seeing how someone's doing.
Right.
If I knew someone can get the groceries, I'll knock on the door and say, hey, I'm going to the store. Would you like me to pick you up something?
Right. So that kind of changed in modern society.
We have changed. We have grown apart. And I want to bring that back.
Okay, that's
that,
great.
That you know, to because as we get older, most of us in the LGBT community, some of us don't have children.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us, our family have pushed us away.
Right.
So we have no one.
Some people are isolated.
Thank you. So once their friends get older, they transition, and then what happens to you?
Right. Yeah. So you're doing great work.
I just want us all and everything. So my job is to bring a lot of youth in,
Right.
and showing them like, isn't this great?
Mm-hmm.
And they're loving it. And I
love it.
It's
I
great.
love it. So let's talk a little bit about
Okay.
you as a. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Thanks, Anne-Marie. That's my great good friend in Fort Lauderdale area. We're live from New York City.
That's
Up in
right.
my friend's apartment. We don't have our fancy lights and everything. This is really like,
We're good.
in location. So I know that you have a journey. Some of it is similar to my journey because you were married.
That's right.
You were married to a man.
Yes.
Have children and so on.
That's right.
And I was never really feminine, but I was much more feminine.
Okay.
Were you ever like feminine, or I know I've seen you like with long hair, presenting like more like a feminine woman.
People will consider that feminine because of the long hair, but no one would say I was feminine.
Right.
That's the problem.
I have that too.
Yeah. And I was like, but I'm a girl. Nobody's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's listening to me. But I felt like it was, you know, people just never ever looked at me like I was, you know, I was straight.
Straight.
They would never pay attention to me.
Did you believe yourself to be straight?
No.
No.
I was with a lot of women.
You were.
know, I wasn't good to him.
Oh, sorry to hear.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah.
So
But
you knew.
yeah.
And then what did it take for you to get to, you know, presenting the way that you present today and living your life with a woman?
He saw that, you know, he wanted more children and he wanted to have.
And you have 3.
I have 3 already.
You wanted more.
He wanted more, and
Wow.
and he saw I couldn't give him what he wanted, and that was affection, and you know,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and so we parted.
Okay.
You know, we got divorced, and
Did he end up having more children?
Yes,
Okay.
he has 3 more.
Wow.
Yes, and maybe more soon. I don't know.
Right. So he wants a lot of babies.
He's very busy.
Yes, that's busy.
And I lived my life right there.
Right,
you know,
right.
I was free.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
And what was it like for people in your community? Because now I've seen the images of, like you said, never ultra feminine, but you had long hair and you dressed more like a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know you'll be like, you know, you dress in bow ties and, you know, more masculine clothing. What is that like for your community?
It was really hard. I think mostly because when I had long hair, people were very rude to me anyway. They would say something like, oh, could you wear a tighter shirt? Or, Mom, can you not wear the hat today? Could you put your hair down? Because you look better that way when you come to my house.
People are trying to say, like, you're looking like a lesbian.
Yes, you know,
and
I just couldn't, it really bothered me a lot because I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm myself. And so that's what happened. So as I got older, I just got my hair cut. It's only been like 4 years maybe.
Okay.
And with the haircut, people like just stopped talking to me.
Wow.
And so I learned that people were uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So they were okay knowing I was gay. That was nice.
Right.
But I didn't look it to them.
Right.
But then when the hair got cut,
And
now they're very uncomfortable. Now they're like,
oh man,
I don't think I can hang with Mo no more.
Oh,
But Mo's
okay.
the same person.
Same person.
Same voice.
Yeah.
Same clothes.
Yeah.
Same everything.
Did your haircut?
Just a haircut.
Okay.
And
it's
that's
just hard
the
for
world.
people. Just hard. Mm-hmm.
So it showed me that I was making people comfortable. And that's what we all need to learn. Is
Uncomfortable.
No, making people comfortable.
Comfortable when you were presenting a different way.
For them.
For them. But then for yourself.
When you want to do for yourself, that's
you
when
have
the
to
world changes on you.
Right. And then you have to kind of not care what people think, right?
That's when you learn to be you. That's when you learn to feel and fit in your skin.
Yeah.
And you say, what am I doing?
Yeah. I completely relate. I know there are times where I felt that, I mean, I definitely wore dresses for other people.
See?
I never liked dresses.
You see?
You know, my mom said at 4 I told her no more dresses. So I never ever.
Good.
Yeah, I never ever liked. But I knew dresses. So I knew that sometimes, like whether it's a wedding or a funeral or a gala, I had to put on some dress thing.
Yeah.
That was for other people. And at some point, it's like, well, for myself, I'll put on.
But what about you?
Yeah, me, bow tie. You know. Like even like this, button down shirts, the way I feel comfortable, you know, suits. And,
I know.
Yeah, but yeah, it's sad. And then I do have, of course, where some people are like, you know,
See?
uncomfortable, but that's not my business.
It's not your job.
It's not my job, right? I love that. Not my job. Definitely.
Yes, I
love that.
Me too. I used to go for job interviews, and I would wear something like a little tighter, like the blazer a little tighter.
Yeah.
You know, and felt like I could get the job like this.
Okay.
And then my wife said, "Well, you're uncomfortable." And I'm like, I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Why you don't just wear what you want to wear?"
Wear what you want to wear.
And I went in and I got the job. She goes, "'Cause it's you."
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Not your clothes.
Exactly.
It's you.
Yes.
Don't let no one tell you what you can and cannot do. But I was listening to so many people and they had great jobs and careers, and they're like, "You can't go like that. You can't do that." So then what am I doing? I'm hiding myself to fit in different spaces.
Don't need to do it.
When do you become you?
Right. Well, I love that you're doing it. And then when you're doing it, especially in the age of social media,
yes.
you have people who see you and you're inspiring them to be themselves. Whether it's being masculine, feminine, or just whoever they may be, to
just
inspire
let them
them
know
to be themselves.
I'm a human being.
Yeah.
And these are just clothes.
Right.
You know, I'm going to be the same way. People say to me, "Oh my gosh, you have children?"
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I get that too.
And I'm just like, what's the problem? What is it? You know, like, how do I supposed to look? And then I think that's always a problem with everything in life, and even our community. We have this so-called book that we don't have that is written down. You need to look like this.
Yeah. Where did that come from?
It's not true. And I tell people, my ex-husband married me looking like this.
Oh.
I mean, our photo in the house we had years ago, I had army pants, fatigue pants, with a collar black shirt and a ponytail with my kid like this. And and everybody's like, I'm like, there was no such thing as clothes. Right. They're just clothes.
They're clothes. Right.
And I try to teach people a lot that they're just material, cut up, and fit you a certain way.
The way we feel comfortable.
But it fits you some way. So if I wore this baggy, but then I wear it tight, it's like, oh, maybe it's okay. But if you wear it baggy, I don't know. But it's just clothes.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. Nothing more.
And what we feel comfortable in, what we want to wear.
But you see yourself in the mirror. It's about you.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
is your life.
And if people don't, I mean, I like when people say, "Oh, you look great," but if people don't like it, then it's just okay, right? Yeah, 100%.
It's like you bought a hat, right? You bought this red hat, let's say. You love it and you wearing it. And somebody tells you, "Could you not wear that today? Could you wear a purple one?" But you went out, you bought it.
Right.
You saw yourself in the mirror. You feel great in it. Why are you letting someone else tell you?
Right.
How do they have power over you to say
exactly
that doesn't look great on you? But you feel great, so then you stay great.
Right, and I think you end up being more fabulous than ever. When you're yourself, isn't it?
People have to respect you for you.
Yeah, you go boldly. So I don't know if you're still doing events. I would see sometimes you are. Talk a little bit about what you do. And this is, I know, in New York City.
Yeah, I throw
New York City people pay attention.
I throw a lot of events.
Or if you travel here,
I feel like I want to make things where people feel comfortable. So last event I had, I rented the whole space and it's like 5-6 VIP tables. People come in, they're like, "Oh, how much?" Free.
Wow.
They're like, "Oh," I said, "Just buy the drinks." And they were like, "Where do I sit?" "Anywhere you want."
Nice.
And I want people
and
to
this is
feel
in Brooklyn, Manhattan.
In Brooklyn.
I
throw a lot of events, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and the Bronx.
Okay.
I want everyone to feel welcome.
Okay,
I want people to say, "You know, I had a hard day at work today. I'm going to go somewhere where my community is there.
Is this there?
And I can talk about myself for the day. And Mo's going to be there, so Mo's going to hear me." And I love being right at the door, saying hi to everyone, giving them a hug, telling them thank you for taking your time out to come see me, to chill, to enjoy yourself, and to meet new people.
I love that.
You know,
how often are you doing them?
I try to throw them like every 2-3 months.
Okay, cool. So how do people find?
Oh,
hey, yay, David Muir, my exie. Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, you'll meet him in person at some point too. So, how do people learn more about what you're doing?
Well, people follow me a lot on social media.
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Okay.
And
so we'll drop the links, but you could say what they are. But you could say where do people follow you on Instagram?
Instagram is called Brooklyn Moz. It's Brooklyn and then M-O-Z for Moz.
So follow her, Brooklyn Moz.
Yeah. And then Twitter is a little hard because it's in Tagalog. So it's called Salak Bo Mo NYC.
Okay.
So it's a little different. And then I have Facebook. You can find me at Monick Monell.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And we'll make sure that we got the link. We'll drop the links in here. So you said Tagalog, so you
Yeah,
are
I'm Filipino.
Filipino.
I'm Filipino. I'm Haitian, and I'm Puerto Rican.
Wow, nice,
So
perfect.
it's a
I love
mix.
all that. I love
Yeah.
that. What languages do you speak?
I only speak English.
Okay.
I only speak English, but have so much like Filipino friends, of course, family, and everybody. So I just try to like
So you know a little
stick
bit.
around, keep it going. Especially my other name, I have my other hashtag is Baclamo,
Which is
Filipino,
right?
Yeah, but it's like almost a curse word, like
Okay.
saying like a woman transitioning into a man.
Okay.
Oh, man transitioning into a woman. Sorry.
Okay.
So like that's supposed to be like a cuss word, but I took it as like, no, you're not gonna make us that.
Okay.
We're powerful.
Okay.
You know. So,
Okay, good.
A lot of people be looking
Isn't
like,
there
you using
how
that word?
How people used to use dyke?
Yes, like
and then all
that.
people will say dyke march and like embrace the word.
So
yeah.
mostly people when they see the name, they be looking like, and then they look like, hey, that's a girl.
Right. So what are you doing?
What
right.
are you doing?
So you like reclaim the word, just like queer. Queer was a word that was negative, and all people use the word.
That's
just like
right.
that. So, yeah, okay, I get that. I get
that's
that.
what I do.
So yeah, and talking about events, I do an event in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, and I gotta leave you with some flyers. So it's called Thou Art Woman, Thou Art Woman, and we're gonna have a 3-day weekend, March 1st, 2nd, 3rd. You can follow us Instagram and Facebook at Thou Art Woman, and wherever you are, I hope you can come with your wife.
Yes, I'm trying to work over there.
Try to make it happen. And wherever you are in the world, we have a host hotel. If you go to the website thouartwoman.com, you can get access to the host hotel. You can get tickets. And Friday night, we're doing an amazing art exhibit, all queer women. And Saturday, open mic night and performance at our Broward Center for the Performing Arts, which is really a nice theater. Like how you have the Paramount.
Yeah.
I used to work at Madison Square Garden, so I know those theaters. So it's kind of like how you have the smaller theater.
Yeah.
That's what we have. It's really nice. So we're going to have that. And Sunday, we're going to have a nice women's brunch. You know, people who
Nice.
like mimosas.
I was checking.
Yes, so people who have like the bottomless mimosas. So yeah, so thank you so much for getting the links are being dropped now here.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so hopefully, you know, people can join us.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Of course, you already know I'm doing the documentary.
Talk a little.
I'm
about
excited about this. I'm working, of course, with Tina C.
Tina C.
Who has her own productions called People of Color Productions.
Okay.
And we end up, you know, getting this cast that's just a beautiful cast of everyone, of, you know, of queer, you know, TPOC. We have masculine presenting.
TPOC, trans people of color.
Yes, we have GNC, gender
yes. I like to spell it out because I want people to know what we're talking about, right? Yeah.
So we have everyone. We got, you know, gender fluid. We have everyone in this documentary.
Okay, good.
And we're telling stories about us.
Good.
And I feel like if you ever look at film, and mostly films that are about us, it's never from us. It's mostly from allies sometimes, and mostly just people who find us interesting.
Right, right.
And it really bothers me because it's never our own.
So
and when I say
we are
that,
telling our own stories.
I want our own people of color.
So
speaking about
when is that?
who we are.
When is that?
It will be out by the end of this year, of course.
Okay, good.
The trailer will be out soon, but you can go on the link and go ahead and check the website. And
Okay, what's the link again?
It's
I
right
think
up.
it's in here. Okay.
Yes, so I put it up.
Good.
Just excited about this because we're gonna be in so many film festivals.
Excellent.
And we'll be traveling.
Nice.
So I get to meet more people.
I
My
love
favorite
travel.
thing to do.
I love travel.
Yes,
yeah, you see, I'm in New York City, y'all.
Yes, yes. And you've been in film as well.
Yeah, I was in a film called Calamatina. It was produced by actually a queer woman's film team called the 1310 Bandits. I got a little acting. It's fun. I enjoy it.
I was watching.
Oh, good. You saw. Yeah, I enjoy that. Big up 1310 Bandits.
Yes.
And they're always working on great film. I mean, I love the whole creative world. You know, it's just really, it's like all this space to be who you are in different ways and explore. You know, so I really love that.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
My main thing I speak about every day. I speak online and on Instagram, and I give like a morning motivation, if you want to call it.
Nice.
But I usually just tell people to be themselves and
Yes.
to breathe themselves. And when I say breathe, it's like we're so much about celebrating celebrities.
You know, it's funny. I was talking about that because I had. Oh, by the way, let me just thank everybody who gave me birthday love yesterday.
Yes, that's one of them.
Yeah. Thank you so much from Instagram and Facebook and people who text me and my best friend here in New York City. I didn't want to do much, I was telling you, but she's like, she
Yeah.
invited a few people, and we had a little small gathering, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad.
So let me just thank everybody for that. But what made me get to my birthday? What did you say? I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I know I want to thank people for that love.
Yes. What we're speaking about was what I tell people is to breathe themselves. When I say breathe you, I mean we speak so much about celebrities and how great they are.
Hold on. So at my birthday gathering, I was like, how did I get to my birthday? I did want to thank people. I usually have notes. I just didn't have the chance to like get some of my notes printed up because I'm not at home. But anyway, someone started the topic of R. Kelly, and I said, you know what? I don't really want to discuss. It's very important in many ways, but I feel like people celebrate celebrities way too much, right? And I was like, we should be as concerned about anybody who's doing what he's alleged to be done.
Yeah.
So I said, I don't get consumed. Now, when I was a kid, I loved Michael Jackson and Prince.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to I understood the idea, but I think there's too much with celebrities, and then just as much as people like to see the celebrities climb, they love to watch them crash.
Yes.
And tear them down. So I don't want to be a part of it at all. Thank you very much, David. Carice, hey, Carice, how you doing? Thanks for joining and give me some birthday love. So yeah, so I'm going to let you go back to the celebrity content you're saying.
My main thing I say on a daily is for people to breathe themselves. When I say to breathe you, because you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I look great today.
Yes,
I'm doing well.
yes.
Not going online and saying, oh, that person looks good.
No,
person. Oh, and then I go to people's apartments and they have pictures of celebrities on their wall, but when there's a picture of you?
Wow.
When do you...
People have pictures of celebrities on their wall?
When do you represent you? You understand? When do you speak about yourself?
Right.
We've been taught, mostly people of color have been taught, don't take too much photos. You're overdoing it. But then how do we keep memories? How do we keep moments?
Right.
How can we look back at our time and for others in the next generation,
ourselves.
to see us?
Right.
Why are we hiding?
No.
But why are we making sure that we have photos of everyone else and speak about everyone else?
Right.
But when do you speak about the great things that are happening in your life?
Right.
Some people say, oh, I'm not doing nothing. I'm like, were you looking for a job? Yeah. So you got that job.
Right.
That's something.
Right.
You were part-time? Now you're full-time. That's something. Speak about it.
Right.
Speak about how hard you have gotten there. You did this.
Right.
You. No one else.
So you're doing motivational talks in the mornings? Okay.
Every morning. I feel like most of the time
That's
in the
at
morning.
Brooklyn Malls?
Yeah.
Moles.
I think every morning when we get up, sometimes we're not feeling it. And that's okay.
What time you go on?
I go on every day at 9:30.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I just try to, and I leave it up.
Okay,
so
cool.
people miss it, they can still see it when
great.
they feel like it. And it works out for them too, because if they feel like they need to see something or hear something, boom, just press play and watch. And I just talk about what I see, what I feel, and I just feel like we are so great, each and every single one of us. But we don't really see it because we're busy watching everyone else. When are we seeing ourselves?
And it's funny because I think not just celebrities. I know people who've said and I like people being honest, but saying social media in itself, looking at other people's lives can be stressful for them. Sometimes people I see and think everything is perfect. Because for me, and I think a lot of people, you don't want to necessarily, and you shouldn't have to unless you want to share your tough times.
It's true.
So we're actually seeing the highlights, right?
That's right.
We're sharing this much. So this much of our lives, some people haven't shared this much, but most of us sharing just a little part. You're going to mostly share the positive part. So you're more likely to say, hey, my kid got an A than my kid got an F.
That's right.
So then
put that up.
Right, exactly. But then that makes some people feel like they're not good enough and so on, So there's that challenge as well. We're in a different age with everybody has their own channel. Everybody can broadcast what they want to broadcast. So sometimes it is challenging. But I want people to share what they want to share. Share if
I just think social media, just like everything in life, is a double-edged sword.
Yes.
It's everyone is different, so it's how you take it.
Yeah, exactly. How
There's
you use
people
it.
who tell me, "Hey Mo, I'm gonna be off of it for 6 months, but you could text me."
Good.
That's,
That person
that's
needs
okay.
that. That's good.
And that's
I like
okay.
that.
I don't say, "Oh, why not?"
No.
I just say,
when people say on Facebook or something, I'm leaving.
Okay.
I go, heart sign, enjoy your time. Because that person is saying, I am not thriving being on social media. I need a break.
and that's okay.
And I'm like, good for you. Go.
Everyone is different.
Right.
But then if you on it every day like I am, that doesn't mean I'm not doing things. I'm doing a million things.
Right.
But I still want to interact with everyone.
Right.
It's how I interact with people from all over the world.
Well, look at us. Right? So if it wasn't for social media, we would not know each other.
Thank you.
We would not know each other. right? So then it's how you use it,
Yeah,
right?
it's
So
all
we
how
met,
you use
and
it.
I talked about it earlier. Me and Monique met on Instagram.
Yeah.
Probably just liking and heart signing, and at some point just started to message, and just seeing the work. You know, you admire the work I do. I admire the work you do.
I speak about you all the time.
Oh man, thank
There's
you so
never
much.
once I don't speak about you.
Oh wow, thank
I
you
just
so
finished
much.
speaking about you at what do you call that? I was in. They booked me for Toronto Pride.
Oh, nice.
And so now I'm working with them. This is gonna be my second year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
and
excellent.
I told them about you, and they were like, "Well, I want to meet," and they want to meet you
I
as
would
well.
know. When is Toronto Pride?
It's we're gonna change it again because it's next month. It'll be at the end of June.
Okay.
But we're speaking about maybe having them join us for World Pride this year.
World Pride.
So we'll have Toronto. And we're gonna have what's the other part of it? It's Toronto and
what, like Quebec or something?
No,
or where?
Montreal. They're both gonna come down for World Pride.
Nice.
So we're gonna put this together.
And when is World Pride? Is it June?
It's gonna be the last month of June, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're like really excited. A lot of big things are happening, and of course UK Black Pride as well. We're working with that as well. So we're gonna get that moving. But so just why I tell people say, "Oh, why are you doing over there?" I said, our community is all
everywhere,
over
but I
the
believe
world.
that. I'm a firm believer. We're global LGBTQ
Why don't
community.
we not know each other?
Right, global. Because
all
whether
doing
you're in
work.
Russia or Jamaica, New York City. I mean, we talked about it earlier. In my mind, I felt New York City, everybody could just hold hands and be cool.
No.
So New York City still has a struggle. Fort Lauderdale has a struggle. Kingston, Jamaica, the whole world.
Yes.
Like everywhere.
But that's what we unite.
Right. I was in Israel. The people who have struggles. Tel Aviv is good for most
Yeah,
people.
Tel Aviv, yeah.
But Jerusalem around the corner is not good. So, you know, and more challenges. So, yeah, we have to just always like support each other and be there. And one day, maybe if we have grandkids, maybe then they won't even need a pride.
Yeah.
But right now, we definitely still
It's a lot of work.
Still have a lot of work.
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
True.
So I'm just gonna recap because I know you do a lot, and we're wrapping up. So you do TV magazine. You got a link there. You do.
An ambassador for Rejected Society.
Ambassador for Rejected Society, which is clothing.
Yes.
Right? And also for Andrew
Swag, which is clothing as well.
Clothing as well.
And I'm working right now for the documentary called I Identify as Me.
I Identify
yes,
as Me.
and the link is a People of Color Productions,
okay,
which is Tina C.
Is it POC Productions?
POC
Productions.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So shout out to all these organizations and all the work that you're doing. How do you find the energy? I mean, I do a lot, but I'm like, I feel like you're doing a lot more. How are you doing all of this?
I get excited because I love meeting new people.
Mm-hmm.
I think I love seeing people. I think I could bring people in. Let's just say I went to an event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I met 5 people that said to me, "Hey Mo, you know, I want to help. I want to volunteer. But what can I do?" And I'm going to say, "Well, I got something coming up.
There's a lot of things.
And come with me."
Yes.
And I bring them in, and it feels good to see everybody smiling and joy. I don't want anyone to ever think that what kind of work we do, that no one else can't come along.
Right.
That no one else
That's
can
so
do
true.
it.
People always tell me we always need help, whether it's Thou Art Woman, Very GTV here. I also do volunteer with HRC, national organization. Everybody, we all need help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we need to come together, and I try to tell everybody, no one's more bigger than the next.
Right.
We're coming together. We're a community. That's where we have organizations. That's where we have spaces and places for us to be safe and to know who we are and to learn. And if you got questions, we can answer them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you want to find out more about yourself, you know?
Yeah.
That's who we are.
Yeah, I love it.
So.
Let me tell you, I'm so excited when I saw the dates I was going to be here. And I'm like, hold on, Tuesday. I go live. I'm like, let me see if Monique could go live with me.
I'm coming.
So I love that you're here. We're in Manhattan. We're in Harlem, USA.
Yes, we're in Harlem.
So I'm really glad that you could make it. And it's funny too, talking about older folks thinking like we're spoiled. I'm feeling a lot of people are spoiled now because I was in the subway earlier. And I'm looking at how y'all have all the times listed. Back in the day, we didn't have no times.
You wait and put your head out.
Right, you gotta look. You also got screens in some places. I was like, wow. And something else, I was just like, wow, times have just changed so much. But I remember like, the Metro cards. So when I was here, Metro cards were just coming in. But I remember coins. There's no more tokens and all these machines and stuff. So it's just like got really modern. But I was just like,
it got modern, but the trains are bad.
The trains are old still. It looks like, but I mean, so yeah. And I ended up, I don't know how you do it because I don't know if you do rush hour, but I
do. That's what I just did coming.
Let me tell you this: living in Fort Lauderdale, where we have, I think, a luxurious space, right? So like no one's like this. Maybe if you go to a club, but generally most of us are in our cars.
Yeah.
And like everything is like this space. So getting on the just even seeing the train pull up with all the people.
Yes.
I was like, I don't know if I want to go in. But I had to like I had a back pocket. I was like, I'm going in. And I've thought about that. Like I did that for years of my life, and my mom and my aunt, a lot of my family were in Fort Lauderdale now. But that's tough.
It is. That is. But it's. I tell people, I said, if you feel this is too much, this is not the place to go.
Right. That's why we left.
I was in Florida, and then I lived in Virginia for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's like the same people.
So
I couldn't wait to come back home to New York.
Right.
And so it is a lot.
It's a lot.
But if you have it,
right,
you know, like the adrenaline and all that, do it. But if you don't do it, because you're gonna drive yourself crazy.
So you
know,
I agree. I mean, there's parts of New York City that I've been feeling. I talked a little bit on my personal page, feeling very nostalgic because I was born here.
Yeah.
My parents, they actually not too far from here is my first apartment building with my parents and my older brother. And just a lot of good memories. I finished high school up in the Bronx.
Look at it.
Yeah. So there's parts of New York I love, but when I was seeing that train, I was like, oh man. So I'd love to visit. Yeah. And I love that I'm in Fort Lauderdale. Go back. Yeah.
You go back for
but
peace.
But big up New York City. It is always good to be. It's always good to be back. You know, so much character. I'm looking at all the different people, so diverse. In every way, shade, everything. People from all different races, and I love that. I'm just like watching the people.
Like my next job, because you know I'm always doing different jobs. Right. My next thing, I think I want to get into advertisement. Okay. I feel like there's not enough of us seen on ads,
like the billboards and all the
subway ads, commercials, even like Pampers. Yeah. Like your show, I don't see us.
Right.
You know, there was another commercial for like home goods, right? And it just showed women picking pillows and stuff. Women are not the only ones who shop.
What about a woman like you? You know, right? Wouldn't that be hard to be like you looking at pillows?
I feel like advertisement may be my next thing because I want to change things, and I'm tired of seeing things that I don't see me.
It's powerful to show the messaging. This is like that you're here. I saw something that said "See me" earlier in the train. And it was like showing, I don't remember what it was advertising, but maybe people who are suffering across the world. You've seen that ad?
No.
But I was just coming up. I did the path from New Jersey and then the train. Probably saw that. But yeah, I love that idea. That would be great.
We have to change. We all need to have something that represents us. It's how we explain and help others as well.
Yeah. So I always end with a few, what I call queer, I'm doing a long day, queer conversation closing questions. What inspires you?
Life.
Okay. What makes you laugh?
My wife.
Okay. Big up to your wife. Hey.
She's funny.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Yeah. Good to get the big up and the shout out for your wife.
Yes.
Okay. What's sexy to you?
I think seeing suits.
Nice.
Women wearing nice suits.
Nice. And then, I didn't ask you, how do you identify? Queer, lesbian?
Oh, yes, I identify as lesbian.
As a lesbian. So what's so great about being a lesbian?
I can't even say. No, just being me. You know, I representing being a lesbian, telling people I am, and then they're just like, oh, okay, so you're with a woman? Yeah. So it's who I am. It's how I identify. Okay, and I love how our community now is being more open and saying who they are.
Yes.
And being proud.
Nice.
And us respecting and understanding each other. You know?
I love it.
And that's why I can't wait for everybody to see this documentary.
I'm looking forward to it.
Because it's everyone, you know. Everybody. We're all different. But we all understand each other. And we respect each other. And we're just like, okay. How do you identify? Okay.
Good.
Who do you love? Because love is love.
Right, exactly.
And that's it.
That's it. Great.
So.
Yeah, let me tell you, Monick Monell, New York City. Follow her. And we have all the links there.
Yes,
thank you so much for coming out here and going
live. Come for you?
I know, right? I really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. IG, we got IG over here. I got Facebook, so we're going to say bye.
See ya.
I'm Gia Virgie TV. I'm here every Tuesday, 6 p.m. EST. Thanks again.
Of
Golden.
course.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Let's go off here.